my gosh, now that I keep turning this camera, turning this way and that way, it's just like, I don't know. I'm just going to keep being all messed up, trying to reset it every day. Um, Anyways, there was a couple things I wanted to talk about. One of the things is, well, a couple of them are things that I talk about a lot. One of the things is it's really it's kind of mental on TikTok. The arguments and stuff I see. Like there is religious people who think like yoga is from the devil because Shiva is involved or something. Like it's so like, oh my God, people's minds are so primitive. They are so locked in to these ridiculous ideas. Like, I did hear somebody yesterday, though, say to somebody who was sitting there saying about spirituality is all from the devil and all this stuff. And they said, so you're telling me that when somebody goes in, oh, they were talking about tarot. That's what it was. Tarot's from the devil. It's the devil's communicating with you. Oh, I have seen now because, I would think I'm a channeler or a medium or a psychic or whatever. All of us are completely we don't know shit. We're all just being tricked by the devil. We're being misinformed. And it's like, okay, so the devil wants you to grow and heal and love each other. Think it through. Think it through, people. Like, it's so mental. But I did see somebody because they were talking about, they're a tarot reader and they get attacked all the time, I guess, that they're doing the devil's work. And so this person was like, so you're telling me that I go in, I help this person, I give them a reading, and they have all of these emotions and all this healing and stuff happening. And you're telling me that's from the devil? Like, so the devil wants us to heal and feel better? That's the way I look at it too. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, be logical. And but there, it's like logic is gone. No, I don't need any logic. I just need to go into my indoctrination, into the files, and let's see what the files say. It's like, that's the X files. Exit out. Go out. Leave those files alone. Start a new one. So, anyways, yeah, it's just mental. And I don't know, apparently, like people who are awakening, and they're going towards spiritual TikTok or whatever, than the people who are popular. And, I know this, there's certain people who are elevated into these roles that it's part of the whole awakening, like I said, there's a lot of people who are going to find themselves looking in the mirror and not knowing what the fuck. So there's a lot of these people who are just misleading people, that are, these spiritual leaders, telling them how to manifest $1 million. Just get out there and do it. And, not really teaching them like what manifestation is and how it works, and, you may have to work for it. Just like if you are manifesting independence. Your desires are to have your own little place. Like what I talk about all the time. Every time I see these little places, like I love my little place. If it was just out on some acreage away from everybody else, I'd be all like, hell yeah. It's this community that I'm not in alignment with. You know what I mean? It's like there can be some nice people. Yeah, they're nice, but do I have anything in common? Do I have anything to talk about with them? No, not unless I want to just talk about like who won the game, which I'm not watching, so we got nothing to talk about. So, anyways, but let's say you're trying to manifest a home, and they're going to be giving away all of this land. I know that I feel so certain about this. They're going to give away tons of land. But that is also, there's going to be some work to do. Like, they're not going to go out and put power and wells and stuff on all this land. This is going to be when this homesteading land comes, It's going to be like all these people who are manifesting, like they want a home, they want freedom, they want to be able to grow their own food. They're manifesting that right now. They don't really even know, but they're manifesting their desires. And, some people are just focused on, we're all going to starve to death. We're all starving to death, and they'll play that out. I don't know what goes on in here, but they'll play out whatever they believe. But so the people who are manifesting homes for themselves, so that doesn't mean that it's going to just be like, oh, there's a beautiful home and it's got a well and no, you have to go in and do some work. You have to go in and create. It's a co-creation. It's like the universe is like, here, we'll give you this. And then you go in and go like, okay, well, you know what I want? I want to put a nice garden over here. So I'm going to start working on that. Oh, I love a barn right here. So I'm going to work on that. Oh, I want my house to be like this. So you start creating that vision, you start putting in that work, and then all of a sudden it's like you just hear about, oh, there's a tractor this guy's giving away, oh, so there's this, there's that, like they start bringing you what you need. Maybe it is that you go in to buy wood and it's on sale. Like it's a co-creation. It's you taking your role in the physical for creating, and so you have to do some work. Like, and these people who are just spiritual, just go in and do your affirmations. Just play this song over and over and money will come to you. Well, the reason that there is something coming to you is because it is like you are, it is a manifestation. It is you creating that to come to you. But the way they're doing it, just listen to this song and then you believe this song's going to bring you something and it'll bring you something. So, you find $20 or something like that. It's like, oh my God, it worked, or there's other people who are like, it's not working for me. It's not working for me. But that's what I would say. It's like this dime store version of the whole thing. That's not how it's supposed to be. How you manifest, I've been manifesting my whole life. And how you manifest is different than that. It is it is your intentions towards something. And you do have to do some of the work. You have to participate in your manifestation. And so where people are just like they think this is about, it is alchemy, it is changing energy in the direction that you want it to go. But it is kind of like to me, when I think about past lives, and I don't know, maybe my past lives are imprints. Maybe I did come from somewhere else and they just imprinted me so I understood life here. I don't know. We don't know that. These are the things that I'm waiting to find out the truth on. The truth of who I am. Like, this has been very much developing myself through this, understanding myself, seeing myself. And I want to see more. I want to understand more. But anyways, so let's just take like this past life. And so as a witch, this is one that they showed me. It was one night when I was going to bed and I said, show me who I am at my core. Like, show me who I am. I don't understand. It was something like that. And the dream that came, which didn't seem like a dream. It seemed like I was at this place. It was very intense. And I was super, super skinny. I had this long, dark hair. I looked wretched. I'm like, oh, I look scary, like, for sure. And it was like all these soldiers or these men who were treating me like an animal and, poking at me and, whatever it was a really horrible thing to watch. And so and I had a lot of other things, where they would tell me stuff about magic or energy or something like that. So to me, I had these other lives where I came in to learn about energy and magic and how to move energy, how to make it do what I wanted to do. There was a lot of that practice during a certain time. And so in that time, and a lot of people were murdered over these practices and stuff. So, to me, I was using that power to control others, because as soon as you step over somebody's free will, you know and it's easily done when you are using alchemy energy, and when you're focused on that, you can overstep on other people's energy and stuff. And so to me, it's like, I know this stuff at my core. I know, like, because like I said, there's this whole witch TikTok and all sorts of pagan TikTok, all of these people who are really into, like, hey, guess what? You can do this, you can do that, you can do, and they're really all into that and very into ceremonies and I don't know all of them, and I'm sure there is a variety of people in there and a variety of past lives. And there's probably some women who are from the same covens from a long time ago that have found each other in this life. And they have learned, what it's all about. But to me, there's a lot of people who just don't. It's like, oh, it's this new thing to them. And so they're kind of, it's really easy to go in the wrong direction with that stuff. And so that is very, that's, to me, there's a lot of like playing with fire when you start trying to control energy and control others using energy. So, but there's a lot of people, who are doing it and who are all caught up in it. And there's still some huge argument going, whatever, with some people who are in that group. And there's lots of people who wake up to go into that group, because there is something to the whole thing is about nature and the natural world, the supernatural world, the energetic world. And so there's all sorts of doors and windows into that. And a lot of people go into this witchcraft and stuff, and they're like, hey, I'm a witch, I'm a witch, with the but there's more to it. Just like there's more to spirituality, there's more to religion, like there's more to all this stuff. But people just get so stuck. They just go into something and they just get stuck, and then they just start arguing. And it's crazy. And just to give people the idea, like, if you become vegan, that means you're spiritual. Like, no, it doesn't. You don't have to be spiritual. You don't have to be vegan, and being vegan is not going to make you spiritual. Like, just like manifesting, it doesn't mean it's not working for you because somebody didn't drop $1,000 into your pocket and give you a new house. That doesn't mean manifesting is not working for you. Sometimes it takes years and years of you manifesting what it is you want, because it's about timing. There's things you're learning during your manifestation, and maybe it is that you think you want something, but that isn't what you're going to have, and you need to come to terms with that. Like, so I don't know, just all these people, this manifesting spiritual people, they come at it the same way as these witch people on TikTok and stuff like that. It's like, it isn't about controlling the universe. It's about becoming a part of the universe, And as with these people just want to go out and control it, there's a point of controlling you, but that is controlling how you look at things. Do you look at things, like I said, when I was younger, it was like life was out to get me. And then it was when I woke up, then it was like, oh, all of this stuff happened so I could learn, so I could grow. That's why the people from my past, I don't look at them as like, you know, like I don't look at them as like, oh, well, I'm going to go back there. But I don't look at him as like the devil and evil and, oh, my exes, they all suck. I look at him as like, we were both damaged at the time of the relationship, and we learned from each other, and, I don't know if they took the lessons they learned from me and did anything with it. I know I learned from them, and I know my lessons were all about that I needed to learn to love myself. So, I don't look at um, life in the same way that I did. And to me, it has helped me along my journey. It's helped me with my healing. And I just feel like, so many other people can benefit it, but it is so much like, somebody just came in and poured hot water on the ant pot, the ant, what are those things called? When I was younger, they were all over the place in Texas. The ant hill. There was these giant ant hills, and you'd step in them. You'd be out running, and you'd step right into one, and it would sink down. And then you'd pull your foot up, and it was just covered with ants biting you. But if you had ever seen, because, I've seen back then, kids do something to it. I don't remember. I think there was probably adults who'd go out and pour gasoline on them back then. Everybody had to keep their yard nice. You didn't want ant hills all over. But all the ants, come out like, well, what's happening? What's happening? Oh, and that's what I feel like humans are doing right now. And then they automatically go back into the hierarchy of, I'm right and you're wrong. Listen to me. I know it all. And start arguing. It's like, this is about unity. This is about putting the weapons down, putting things aside, and, develop unity amongst us. Like, people just don't understand how important that is to moving forward to our evolution. There's still something big's going to happen. Something big's going to come and, knock everybody into that same pocket on the pool table. And I mean, there's so many more people. Like, I feel like there's people who do their first video just to come out and say, something's about to happen, people. Something's going on. Because everybody can feel it in their bones. You can feel something's coming. And I've seen, I mean, there is definitely people who are just like, oh my God, this is going to happen. Oh my God, this, that are very doomsday. And, when you hear them and it does get in your head like, oh, man, is it going to be like something? There's something about this flood stuff that people keep talking about. Something about this flood. I saw a guy yesterday who said that he had one of those he has prophetic dreams or something, and he said the last time he had this one, the towers came down, and he said this one, he said something about the water and something about New York. And other people are saying other places and stuff, but everybody keeps saying stuff about something's going to happen with the water. So I already heard the other girl, which I really liked what she was saying about the water. I really think they're definitely, like, even in that documentary, Watch the Water, where he said about, that they think that there's, I mean, we already know. Everybody went and looked on the EPA. I mean, they're not going to put in like, oh, yeah, there's snake stuff in there too. But they're going to definitely put all these different chemicals. And there's so many chemicals and all this stuff. So it got people to go look that up, and see, like, what are the toxins in my water? Now, I mean, they've got it coming out. Well, we got smallpox in there too. So got everything. But please drink your water as fast as you can. So, but, I mean, it's genocide. That's what they're trying to do. It shouldn't be shocking that they're trying to get it in us every way. That's why I said, these people with their arrogance, like, oh, I'm a pureblood. I'm smarter than you. It's like, oh my God. Do you breathe? Do you eat? Do you ever drink water? Do you drink Pepsi? Like, there's, please. This fucking arrogance, this ego shit that is going on. It's mental. So, anyways, but we have to come together. We have to start seeing it. But these people, the doomsdayers who were saying all this stuff about water. So yeah, yesterday I just really got it into my, I don't even think it was just yesterday. I think it was the day before. I was on Marketplace looking for, like, maybe I need a rowboat. I can't afford to get a big boat right now, but maybe if I got a rowboat. And my whole thing is, it's not about me. It's about Stella. Like, what do I do if the water comes in? So I was thinking about, okay, so when the floods happened in Sumas, in Everson, I'm up on higher ground. So the water was going down from my house. I mean, I had some pools all around in my yard, but it was definitely, it wasn't rising above my house. Down there, it was rising above their houses. Like it was a fucking flood. So I was like, okay, so I'm up some, but, it's hard to know what the hell they're going to do. So then I was like, well, I started thinking around, I'm like, seriously, looking around my house. Okay, so what would float? Okay, what if I turned my table over? Could I make it into a boat or something? Because I was even thinking, well, if I got a little rowboat, I could just put Stella in it, and then I could just stay in the water. I even have, she has some kind of a donut thing for when she had hurt something. And I thought, well, I could put that on her. That'd be kind of like a thing to keep her head above the water. But I was thinking, well, if the water all came in and we stayed in the house, my house is a few feet off the ground. The water has to go down lower. So I was thinking, well, if something does start happening, it would probably be the safest thing to stay in my house. But where these people are up on their roofs and stuff, like I can't pick her up and get her on the roof. Like we're talking a 175-pound dog. So, and I don't know, but that's the part that gets me to be like, man, what do I do? Like, because it's not, to me, it's not about just like, save yourself, Kelly, save yourself. No, be very focused on saving Stella. And you can't just go out in your car. All these floods I've seen, the cars go underwater. They don't fucking float. And I've seen where the water is just, I mean, it comes busting through people's windows and stuff. I don't know. I mean, none of us know what's about to happen. I know something big's about to happen. I know it's going to be scary. It's going to be super scary for some people. It's going to probably be something that's going to still be localized, but it's going to affect everybody. Like, it's going to for sure draw everybody's attention. Like, we'll know when it's happened because everybody's attention will be drawn to it. And it could be immediately that we lose internet, lose power, It's so hard to know. The only thing that's good about it is whatever happens, it's going to be temporary, even if it is that 10 days of darkness and, we're sitting there with no power and just waiting, and is it going to be the TV come on and just tell us, stay in your homes, there's arrests being made and stuff like what I've heard. Like, I don't know. But whatever it's going to go, it's going to go the other direction real fast. So whatever it is that we have to go through this experience, most of the horribleness I think we've experienced just going through and watching what's being done, observing what is happening around us. And, the whole experience with being, them making us sick. One thing, though, I did see yesterday, so the Schumann resonance, there's people who share about that. One of them, she always does it with, it's like, dude, you're on the fucking, oh, God, I can't even sometimes. It's like, oh, my God, what is wrong? Oh, but this one woman, and she's a tarot person, and so she, is into the astrology and stars and all that stuff, and she was saying that the Schumann resonance was going crazy, and it was something, I don't even understand all the stuff some of these people say, but something with the red light or something, but she said, because of whatever this energy that's coming in, that a lot of people will have GI upset. Like you could have all sorts of stuff happening with your stomach, which I said, the diarrhea thing. So then I was like, oh, so maybe it's not the poison. I mean, I know I'm being poisoned. It's probably a mix of all. But, and then I also saw another one talking about the energy, and they were talking about all their joints were hurting, their hips and their shoulders. And that's what I was having yesterday. Oh my gosh. Even just now, just lifting my hand, it's like in the joints. It's like super, oh my gosh, really painful. And yesterday, oh my gosh, I had Tiger Balm. I was just rubbing. I could still feel the grease on my shoulder. I was just, lathering it in Tiger Balm. I was like, oh my God, what the fuck? You might have little weights. I do, but I was like, oh my God, did I hurt myself with my weights. Like, what's happening? And then my hips, I couldn't get comfortable. Oh my gosh, it was horrible all day yesterday. And then when I saw other people talking about that, I was like, oh, so maybe it is the energy. But I said that a while ago, like, it's so hard to know. Like, there's so many things happening. It's hard to know, like, which thing is coming from which thing, and having the awareness can be super overwhelming. Like, oh my God, there's so much happening. But to me, I need to have the awareness. I need to see, I need to understand. Whereas, I mean, there's still people who are saying how negative it is to want to look at things, to want to understand. Oh no, you just got to ignore that stuff and let it be. It's like, well, I want to pay attention. We're all on our own journey, and I want to know what the fuck is going on. So it did make me feel better, though, that there was other people having those experiences yesterday, because when you sit there and think it's a poison, it's like, oh my God, am I in my last days now with this poisoning? Like, come on. And today, it definitely still feels like my stomach is still overreacting to something. And last night, just the whole night seemed weird. It was so bizarre. I couldn't sleep very good. There was something I wanted to, it was something, oh, yeah, Lord of the Flies. Isn't that what it was called, that movie? Where it showed those, crash, where all those boys end up on that island. And then it starts going into hierarchy and division and stuff like that. But, it, eventually we'll go back into division, but we're headed into a new experience of that freedom from control. So anyways, but there will develop those hierarchies in every community of who's going to be in charge of this, who's going to be in charge of that. And each community, will develop itself, the people developing it. And, if they, hopefully everybody has, those, Christopher Columbus came to my mind, but what were the explorers? Hopefully every community has people who are willing to be the explorers and go out and learn from other communities and then take it back to their community and say, hey, you know what I saw over there that's working really well? We should do this. We should try that, because it is going to be everybody developing their own communities. And I would say you don't want to be involved in a community that isn't in alignment with you. You go out and find your people. Find people who are in alignment with you. And there is, a part that will be trust. Start looking. I told my daughter yesterday because, well, I know everybody's having a hard time, but she's having a hard time about something. And I said, they're going to be giving this land away. I'm telling you, it's going to be coming. But you're going to have to do the work on it. You're going to have to, you may not have a well. You may have to figure out your own water source. You may not have electricity. You may have to get your own solar panels or whatever it's going to be. Like, I know they're going to go into this Tesla energy. There's going to be some kind of, I don't know if it'll be like some sort of antennas that we'll buy or what. Because when you go in, these people who are sharing all of these older buildings and stuff, then you see all of how they have these temples and they're all made out of metal and they go up like antennas. So, and when they show that about the state fair and how all these people were riding around on electric cars and stuff, but they had these antennas everywhere, and then they took it all down because, the experiment was changing. There was a reset that happened. So anyways, we'll go into that. Like, I wouldn't worry about like, oh, well, if I move out there, I have no power. People survived without electricity for a long time. There's a lot of people when they even start putting electricity in, were like, hell no, I don't want that in my house. And I've been electrocuted before. Like, electricity is dangerous. I mean, we got energy around us all the time. Are we just getting electrocuted out there? So it's the way that they harness energy and the way that they try and control it. But that's what everything that they have done. Like, they try and convince it's the best way, but it's just the way that they make money off of us. It's not the best way of doing anything. It's all a fucking psyop. It's all a fucking lie. So, anyways, there will be, an energy source that will come. But for all the people who are manifesting homes and they say, hey, well, you got this land and stuff. Like I said, start focusing on what it is you want. Start picturing the setup, picture where you want it. I think she has to stay in a certain area, but there's a lot of people who, you can be looking at maps. Think about where do I really want to be? What do I really want to be doing? And, if you are now at this point and you're like, oh my God, this whole thing, it's a fucking mess. I want to move. I want to, I want to get out there. I want to build a community with people. I want to go out. I want to know my neighbors. I want to be around people that I want to be around, socialize with, hang out with, talk to, meet up at the market and stand and talk for a half hour, people want to have what they want to have. But so if you start imagining those things, those scenarios, what it is that you want to have, what it is that you want to experience, and where it is you want to experience it, and then you are putting that energy into it. Like, I think that you will have other people who will be putting that same energy into that same place, and it will pull you like a magnet to that same place. So it will be kind of like an automatic alignment, I think, for people who are looking at things in a certain way. I'm sure there will be, people who will go into places and they'll, I think it could take a while. Like, people will probably be so relieved that they'll go in and they'll just start building and structuring their lives and stuff. And then, they may go like, hey, I want something different than this. This isn't what I want. And then start moving. But I think at first it is going to kind of be like, when you get that new car or new house, it's like, oh my gosh, when you're just very focused on it. And then after a while, it's like, well, this car doesn't really fit everybody. I need this or I need that, So there will be things changing. I'm getting a call. I'll be right back.